Warning: Up Late App State is a student-run program not reflecting the opinions of App State University. All the topics in the show are purely for comedic purposes and should not be taken seriously. Don't hate us, laugh at us.
You ready?
Yeah, so you saying this, like...
Yeah, we're gonna cut here. We're gonna cut here, and we're gonna cut here.
Okay.
Come back to you.
Come on, let's go, let's go!
Hey y'all, I'm Taylor Ann.
And I'm Morgan.
And you're watching Up Late App State. Let's get ready for a Boontown Rundown.
In recent news, there are 15 single Eastern European women in your local area and they want to chat? Wow. Is that true?
No,
Yeah.
we're getting spam ads in our teleprompter.
Oh.
All of our equipment has been acting up since Mark Zuckerberg was on our last episode. I think he disabled the ad block on all our equipment or something. We'll just have to read around them like we do with our App TV emails.
Yeah. All right, well, I guess my future babushkas are gonna have to wait for me. In actual news, a recent study has linked childhood obesity to liver disease. However, many expressed concerns with the validity of the research population.
In local news, the NC Highway Commission has officially announced that Highway 321 will have completed construction by the spring. However, they have declined to comment on exactly which spring that would be.
Well, I sure hope it's soon. They've been talking about finishing it since we beat Michigan in '08. Speaking of, the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality has come under fire for allowing Nestle, the corporation, to use even more groundwater than they already were to put into their products.
In related news, the city of Flint has officially resolved their long-standing clean water problem by having their entire water supply replaced with Nesquik.
A Sonic manager has reportedly been forced to post signs asking patrons of the restaurant not to smoke weed in their parking spots. The manager has gone on to work with the Sonic's corporate office on an initiative to reduce marijuana use at all their locations. This project is called Sonic Not Chronic and will be introduced to select locations starting on the 20th of this month.
Speaking of chronic, the legendary rapper and ganja guru Snoop Dogg has taken an unexpected turn. Doggy Dogg is expected to share the word of an even higher power in his new gospel album, with songs such as Oh Happy J, Mary Mother of Jane, How Great Thou Isle, and Amazing Blaze.
Snoop fans are excited to see the rapper officially feature his longtime friend and spiritual advisor, MC Burning Bush. For our next story, we take a look at an unlikely new audience developing in the world of NASCAR racing.
Fair trade coffee, hemp loafers, thick-rimmed glasses. I've just described to you NASCAR's newest fan base. That's right, hipsters like NASCAR now. Here to comment is Gertrude Earnhardt, founder of Yarny Fife, a southern crochet lounge in Asheville, and Zeke Tribble, local entrepreneur and aluminum can collector. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us. So NASCAR has been making its way through alternative lifestyle communities over the past few years, and the sport has gotten itself quite the following.
What exactly is it about the sport that has generated such a following?
Well, you see, in many of what you consider to be hipster communities value authenticity above everything else. And what is more authentic than NASCAR? We are talking about tradition born out of the American South that is iconic for how visceral and raw it is, while being completely upfront about its commercial ties. You've got these monstrous machines, all equal in terms of speed and maneuverability, burning through thousands of gallons of non-renewable fossil fuels. The whole thing's not just a sport. It's a commentary on the United States. That is honesty, and that is what I watch NASCAR for.
Now, my next question, which you just mentioned, was what your thoughts were on the environmental impact. As you just said, this industry burns through thousands of gallons of fossil fuels at a time. How do you justify that?
Well, personally, I ride, share, and bike everywhere, so I'm doing my part. As far as NASCAR's use of fossil fuels, I've just got to say that's the only way I can justify it. Of course, everybody else should be getting off the fossil fuels train, but I think NASCAR should be the exception.
And why is that?
I take it you've never thrown back a nitro brew on the roof of a slipstream next to your 12 Moon Brothers as 43 90-degree pushrod V8 engines shake you and everyone you love to the bone. It's not just powerful. It's raw. It's animalistic. These paleontologists and doctors or whatever have been wasting years trying to guess what dinosaurs sounded like. Do you want to know what dinosaurs sounded like?
Not really, not at least at this time.
Meow, 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 meow.
So some in the community, you know. Are you done?
Did you hear that? You hear the last one? The one that was so far behind everyone else? That was Kyle Busch and dead last, as usual. Jimmy Johnson for life.
Zeke, as a self-described anti-hipster, as some would say, hipster, would you mind sharing your thoughts on NASCAR?
Well, as an institution, I gotta say that they're the OGs, but being first only goes so far, you feel me? I mean, I don't want to say that NASCAR is overrated.
So you
but-
feel NASCAR is overrated?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know, I'm more into like the more underground stuff, rally car, demo derby, BMX, party crashing, accessional trucking, that sort of thing.
Wait, I'm sorry, what was that last one?
It's sort of like what you people would know as like monster trucking, but all of the vehicles are locally designed, built, and operated by the disabled. Like this season, Himalayan Vulture Burial is kind of the fan favorite since they're the first team to actually find 4 wheels that are the same size. But there is some controversy over a recent driver switch up in the team because the new track isn't just a circle and the old driver could only turn left. So the new guy's blind and the pit crew has to shout at him whenever he has to turn.
I'm sorry, isn't that dangerous having a blonde guy driving a monster truck?
I mean, it's all in the sport, it's all about letting people live their truths,
All right, the smell of old books and Marlboro Reds is getting to me. Thanks for coming in, guys. Back to you, Morgan.
Wow, that was interesting.
Oh, I know.
Now, as some of you may know, Coachella wrapped up last week, and it was a wild one. So since you can't be bothered to keep up with so much inconsequential pop culture news, we here at Up Late App State are bringing you our Coachella highlights. Eminem opened his own pasta pop-up called Mom Spaghetti. Unfortunately, due to the heat within the stand, the rapper was rushed to the medical tent after showing signs of heat stroke, including sweaty palms, weak knees, and arms are heavy.
Mason Ramsey, better known as the Walmart Yodeling Kid, gave a surprise performance this year. Funny, when he wails in a Walmart aisle, he plays at Coachella and gets a scholarship, but when I do it, all I get is a public intoxication charge and 36 hours of community service.
Justin Bieber was reportedly seen dressed as Matthew McConaughey and hanging out with Post Malone. Some, however, dispute this claim, arguing that the two-sided could literally be any of the dirty white dudes at Coachella.
The Department of Homeland Security has officially classified Beyoncé's Coachella performance as a coup, and local authorities have been in a standoff with the Bay Hive ever since. The National Guard has been unable to break their formation, and they have received the singer's manifesto citing it as time girls run the world.
Who run the world?
Girls!
All right, that's it for our Coachella highlights. Man, those stories were pretty crazy. It's hard to believe that they were all truthful.
Truly. In an age where everyone gets their news from screenshotted tweets and third-party Facebook add-ons, it's hard to tell the difference between genuine stories and clickbait headlines.
Yep.
That's why we turned to our field correspondent, Annie Jones, who went out to test everyday citizens on their ability to spot fake news.
Would you mind if I asked you a few questions? The world's oldest living land creature is Jonathan, a gay tortoise. Was Ivanka Trump fired from the White House? And a burnt-down house in San Francisco sells for $800,000.
Okay, I'm gonna say number 1 is a lie.
False.
I'm gonna have to go with the house in San Francisco.
False.
The second one.
Correct. France is running out of butter for its croissants. Neopets was run by Scientologists. And did Black Lives Matter leader get arrested for embezzling donations?
Is it the second one, the lie?
The first one. The first one.
Incorrect.
I think it's the second one.
Okay.
I think it's the third one.
She's correct. The world's oldest living land creature is a gay tortoise named Jonathan. A man found his car 20 years after he forgot where he parked it. And I've already used all these lies.
Now, anyone who has been to our mountain town knows that dealing with parking can be a huge pain in the truck nuts. For insight into rules and regulations of Boone parking laws, we invited owner, CEO, primary investor, and janitor of Dills Garage, Dill Jamison.
Hi, Dill. Thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. It is a hoot and a half to be here. I don't think I've ever been in a room this expensive before.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice studio. Absolutely.
The only place more expensive than this is my Aunt Bertha's bedroom.
What makes your Aunt Bertha's bedroom so special?
Oh, the Beanie Babies.
The what?
The Beanie Babies. She's got all 4 walls covered in Beanie Babies. She says them go worth money. Good money.
All right. Well, let's talk about Boone Parking.
All right, what you want to know?
Let's talk about towing. Many students have had their vehicles towed by your company. Some of them justified, but many were completely innocent, and your garage took their car. What do you have to say about this?
Well, see, here's the thing. I don't make the decisions. Someone calls me and I go take their car. It's real simple. Oh, one second. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Taking a phone call. I don't remember you.
Sure. One second.
No.
What is he doing?
He just booted my chair.
Yeah, do you know what Daniel?
No, I don't know a Daniel.
Well, he knows you. And he told me you were playing Fortnite on his account and apparently not well.
Well, that's crazy because I would never do that. And if I did, I'm great at Fortnite.
Dill, someone you don't know just called and told you to boot his chair, and you just did it.
That's right. I'll take anything. One time I repoed an apple cart. Just slapped a Trump sticker on her tail and took her home.
Don't you have any respect for people's property?
No, I used to steal cars before I repoed them.
Still do.
What you say, man? What a girl's name?
You're named after a pickle, Dill.
Son, my daddy's name was Dill, and his daddy was Dill, and his pappy before him. We go back to great-granddaddy Gherkin. The Dill name goes all the way back to Moses' times.
There wasn't anyone on the ark named Dill.
No, but Moses' dog was named Dill.
Well, thanks for coming in. We hope to never see you again.
Likewise, partner.
Well, that was awful.
Yeah, he smelled like WD-40 and old chicken tenders. Wait, he didn't unboot my freaking chair.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in. You can find us on facebook.com/UpLateAppState. And thanks for staying up late.
App State.